I'm gonna show you how to make something vegan today. It's not gonna be gluten-free today, guys. It's not gonna be gluten-free. It's strictly vegan. There'll be some gluten up in this house today. This is always the hardest part. This intro part is always the hardest part. Always. Always. I take a quick second to thank you guys for tuning into your day today. For your day. Got this, Jamie? Do you got this? Do you got this? Yes, okay, good. Yes, a teaspoon of I don't know what to call it. It's just okay. Hi guys, and welcome. No, that's not how we say hello. That's not how we say hello, guys. It's not how we say hello. Hello. Nobody's fault but my own. Learning lesson. Guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Heathen Vegan. Making something pretty cool today. We're making something pretty cool. We're gonna make vegan egg rolls. Really super easy. What you need for ingredients: you will need some vegan egg roll wraps. You will also need roughly about 3 cups of shredded cabbage and carrots. I went for the coleslaw mixture that you get in the grocery store just because it was already shredded up. I don't have a shredder here. I didn't feel like cutting up all that stuff. So that's what I got here. Roughly 3 cups. If you're going to put some kind of vegetarian meat in it, you can put any kind of vegetarian meat you want in it. I wanted to put in some chicken, so I took a corn fillet, one of the meatless ones. I cooked it up real quick, and then I chopped it up, and I have about a cup's worth in here from one fillet, so you'll need about a cup's worth. You'll also need 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil. You will need roughly about a teaspoon of some cut up scallions. You will need a teaspoon of soy sauce, in addition to a teaspoon of sesame seed oil. You will also need 1 clove of garlic, finely chopped, and about 1/8 of a teaspoon of ginger, finely chopped too. You'll need some salt and pepper. So now that we have all of our ingredients together, what we're gonna need, we're gonna start. This is actually a really simple recipe, and I say that because I was a little bit apprehensive about making egg rolls. Now my grandkids, they really like egg rolls. My daughter was like, hey, I was like, I guess I can try it. I looked up online how to make this, and I kind of like tweaked it out a little bit so it would be my recipe. Okay, let's get on to cooking, and once we get these guys done, I'm going to show you how to make sweet and sour sauce from scratch. I'm going to show you how to make sweet chili sauce from scratch. Those are really super easy recipes to make. All the ingredients you can find in the grocery store. You don't have to go to the Asian market. So, let's get cooking, you guys. Let's get cooking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on our burner, and we're gonna let this heat up with our 2 teaspoons of veggie oil. We're gonna turn your burner on to like a medium-high heat. So once your 2 minutes is up, we're gonna put, if you're gonna make this with some kind of vegetarian meat, you'll put your chicken in there. You're gonna season it with some salt and pepper. Put in the garlic, and then put in your ginger. And we're going to let this cook for about another 30 seconds just to get the flavor from both the ginger and the garlic into the chicken. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to put in our green onion, and we're going to put in our coleslaw mixture. And then we're going to let this cook up until our cabbage starts to wilt. And this will take about 3 to 4 minutes for our cabbage to start wilting. Once this wilts, I'm going to take it off the stove, and then I'm going to add the sesame seed oil and the soy sauce. Another cool thing with these egg rolls is you can do these guys 1 or 2 ways. You can either put them in the oven and bake them, I think at 400 for about like 25 minutes. Just make sure you spray them with some kind of cooking spray. Or you can fry them on top of the stove in the skillet. I do a lot of baking, so I'm gonna actually fry them on the skillet because I want them to look really authentic and genuine. So I want my granddaughters to actually eat it. Like that's the key right there, to make sure they eat it. So my cabbage is just about done cooking. Cabbage is done. I'm going to turn off my burner, and then you'll add your sesame seed oil and your soy sauce. Give this a quick mix. We're going to set this aside, and we're going to get going on our wraps. Let this cool off for a couple of minutes, just so I don't burn my fingers when I go to wrap this stuff up. gonna turn our burner up to medium-high heat. You're gonna fill your skillet if you're gonna fry it to about like 2 inches up in your pan. Now, with your egg roll wrappers, what you're gonna do is after they're done frying, if you have paper towels, you can put them on a paper towel and let them drain out. I don't use paper towels, so I have this cheesecloth that I'm gonna let it drain out on. So what you wanna do with your egg roll wraps is you wanna put this diagonally. You wanna make it so that it looks like a diamond shape. You're gonna put a little bit of your mixture in at a time, like that. You're gonna want in your little egg roll wrapper, you're gonna want probably about maybe like a quarter of a cup, a little bit under of the filling. And then what you're gonna do with your wrapper is you're gonna take the bottom side and you're gonna push it up real tight, because this is almost like paper, so you're gonna push it up real tight so it's nice and snug. You're gonna roll it one time, and then you're gonna fold the other two sides in really tight and snug too, because you don't want any air in there. And then you're gonna go and finish wrapping it. And then when you wrap it, it should look like this. And just so it doesn't fall apart, the bottom part where the other point is, just put on your plate. And keep on doing that until you've used all of your mixture. I can hear the oil. It's getting properly warmed up, so that's good. Okay, here we go. Into the oil it goes, my friends. So this is gonna take, believe it or not, this is only gonna take 3 to 5 minutes to cook. At about like the 2-minute mark, I'll turn it over to see if it's ready to be flipped over. And when they're done, I will show you what they look like. Now that we have our egg rolls done, they're cooling off, we're going to get on to the first of our 2 sauces. We're going to get on to our spicy chili sauce. The ingredients that you're going to need, you're going to need a half a cup of rice vinegar. You're also going to need roughly 4 to 5 garlic cloves chopped up. You'll need a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a little bit of salt and pepper. You're going to need 3/4 of a cup of water. You'll also need 2.5 tablespoons of this stuff right here. It's sambal oelek. It's sambal oelek. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. This is a really easy ingredient to get. They sell it in the international aisle at the grocery store. So you need it's basically chili paste. You'll need 2.5 tablespoons of this. You'll also need about a half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of some regular white sugar. You'll also need an additional 2 tablespoons of water. You will need a tablespoon of soy sauce. I'm going to start with a half a cup of our rice vinegar. Just pour it right into your pot. Just like that. And then we're going to also put in our water. The 3/4 of a cup of water. We're also going to put in our garlic cloves at this point in time. Our sugar. And we're also going to put in our soy sauce. And our cayenne pepper. So we're going to put this on a medium, and we're just going to stir this up until the sugar dissolves. Once the sugar dissolves, we're going to turn this up to a medium-high heat, and we're going to let that boil for about a minute. After we let it boil for a minute, we'll turn the heat back down, and we're going to let it simmer for about 2 minutes. What we can do while we're waiting for this to boil is we can turn our cornstarch into a cornstarch like slurry is what they call it. Remember, it's 4 teaspoons of cornstarch. And this is boiling, so we'll turn it up on high just to get it going. Make sure it really starts to bubble. Then just turn it down to low and let it simmer for 2 minutes. Now it's time to add in our sambal oelek. I'm still not too sure. I should probably get Google Translation in my kitchen. But we're going to add this stuff. If I can open it. Remember with this, it's 2.5 tablespoons. So what's going to happen with this as it simmers, it's going to start to thicken a little bit, which is good. We wanted to do that. Put some salt and pepper in about this time too. Now we can add our cornstarch slurry to it. We're just going to mix this for a few minutes until it gets kind of thick. And what's also going to happen is as this cools, it will get thicker too. What you're going to want to do is after this is done simmering on the stove, you can pour it into like some kind of airtight container. I'm going to put mine into an old jalapeno jar. Guys, we are on to our final sauce for our egg rolls. We're going to make the simple sweet and sour sauce. You'll need a couple ingredients. You are going to need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch along with 2 tablespoons of water. That's going to make the slurry like how we did with the red chili sauce. A can of pineapple chunks. Try to make sure they're in 100% pineapple juice, not the heavy syrup. You're also going to need a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 1/4 cups of water, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, in addition to 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and a tablespoon of, again, soy sauce. What you're going to do is you're going to take your saucepan and you're going to put your burner on medium. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up our pineapple chunks and we're going to like pour them right in there. The whole 20-ounce can too, by the way, guys. The whole 20-ounce can. Along with our water and our rice vinegar, our ketchup. Ooh, pineapple chunks and ketchup. Now that's a good combo. Along with your brown sugar. And your Worcestershire sauce, your Worcestershire sauce, and your soy sauce. What we're going to do is we're going to put this on medium-high heat until it starts to boil. Then we're going to turn it down to a simmer, and we're going to let it simmer for probably about 20 minutes so that the pineapples get nice and soft. Alright guys, it's been 20 minutes. I don't know why I turned that off. I kind of have to keep that on. What we have to do now is we have to put this mixture in the blender so that we can crush up the pineapples a little bit. I'm just going to pulse it a couple times. All of the pineapple, so hard to open. There we go. Once all of the pineapple is pureed, we're going to put it back into the pan. And then we are going to put in our cornstarch slurry. And we're going to let this cook for another 2 to 3 minutes.